Hello and a happy Sunday to you. It is Saturday the 16th of October and welcome to the Big Magazine, your nice relaxed look around our area. Let's see what we've got in store for your Sunday. Yes, it is Sunday, so in a few moments we're going to cross to the Big News team to see what they've been reporting on this week. A little later on, Des and Gary will see what's on for Sunday. Carl will be here with his look at this week's film news, and we'll find out what's up on this week's community notice board too. Oh, of course, we're going to see how you've been connecting with us as well, so it's all to come within the pages of Sunday's Big Magazine. So then, it's over to Big Centre's newsroom now for a look at what's been going on in our area this week.
Now, the chances are you may not recognise this man, but if the fundraising efforts of local people are successful, we'll soon be aware of him, as they are aiming to erect a blue plaque to honour his achievements. He is Langley's best kept secret. The man in question is Charlie Grigg, and for many years he drew cartoons for comics, most notably Corky the Cat and Desperate Dan, and as such he brought laughter and enjoyment to thousands of comic-reading youngsters, and later to adults when he drew some of the Saucy Seaside postcards for Bamforths. Well, the fundraising efforts have been organised by Black Country Radio's Billy Spakeman.
Charlie was the cartoonist for Corky the Cat, Desperate Dan and loads of other things, and he lived not more than a mile and a half from here and stayed here all his life, and nobody knows who he is, so we decided that he wanted it. Well, yeah, Steve and myself and the sons decided that we needed to get a blue plaque, and to get a blue plaque we needed some money. So to get some money I found a few people who come and work for me sometimes, and this was the ideal place to start the night.
Well, I think Dad's work is as well known as perhaps Coronation Street, you know, lots of national institutions. Millions of people have seen his work and enjoyed it. Yet hardly anybody, apart from local people, know who actually drew it, who actually did the artwork. And I think it's long overdue that he actually got some recognition for what he did. He brought a lot of pleasure to loads of people. And it's really nice that this is happening. And Billy Spakeman being the torchbearer for the whole project, really. And it's great that it's happening now, especially as this is the 100th. He would have been 100 next month, so next year is the centenary of his birth, so it's quite apt, really, that it's taking place now. We used to get free comics every week,
absolutely,
which was great.
Oh, that would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
and the annuals at Christmas.
Oh, yeah, got all those, yeah.
My children absolutely adored it because he used to keep a lot of the comics in a shed in the garden, and when my kids came to visit Dad and Mum, they used to spend most of their time in the shed reading comics. Yeah.
At Langley's excellent pump house, Billy has organised the first in a series of events to raise funds for the plaque.
Got laughter and friendships, jokes and slapsticks in my comic book disarray. So I try to sleep happy with all my old friends to help me chase those blues away. You covered the world with your dreams. Yes, you covered the world with your dreams.
I knew it was going to be an annual, sure, but which one? Please God, not Bunty. I'm praying for Beano or Beezer, Rupert the Bear, and there, as I unwrap, is Corky the Cat. And everything's fine and dandy.
Do you remember that cat? Do you remember Corky in that hat? Do you remember laughing out loud? Because I do.
Last Friday started the annual Birmingham Comedy Festival, which has been drawing attention to the city's vibrant comedy scene since 2001, when the debut festival first hit the road. Thousands of people have flocked to the city's vibrant comedy scene over the years, and it continues to be a popular event. The festival is one of the longest running comedy festivals in the UK and is completely volunteer-led. Its purpose, to simply celebrate comedy.
Birmingham comedy scene's always been very vibrant and very exciting. There's lots and lots of great comedians. Many of them will be appearing here at Cherry Reds and Victoria over the weekend, but also across the entire festival.
It's grown a lot over the last 15 years. It's expanded, and now we've got this half-day event here and at Cherry Reds as well, which we didn't have a couple of years ago. It's a really good way of putting on a show and getting into practice for doing a full-length show.
It's special for a few reasons. It's special because it's in Birmingham, number one. It's special because it's very heavily Birmingham-based comedians, and it's an opportunity for us to shine in our own city, which is great.
From stand-up comedians, theatre and dance to film screenings and music performances, the Birmingham Comedy Festival has everything to offer when it comes to having a good laugh. The Birmingham culture itself has a great impact on the type of comedy and gives visitors a brilliant taste of local humour. This year's festival runs from the 7th till the 16th of October.
I think people appreciate a broad comedy style. Again, if you look across the festival, we've got improv, we've got sketch shows, we've got local comedians, big name comedians, comedians that do music stuff, comedians that will use multimedia stuff. There's a whole range of stuff.
I'm doing a couple of shows. I've just done News with Jokes, which is a comedy news-based panel show, and then I've got my stand-up show today at 4 o'clock, which is an hour of me telling jokes basically. And then next week I'm in a comedy choir, a comedian's choir. And then next Sunday, I'm in an improvised murder mystery. So 4 completely different shows.
Monday night, we have Rocky Horror Show opening at the Alexander Theatre. And this coming Sunday, which is Sunday the 16th, we've got 10 shows, all free, all afternoon, Sunday afternoon, both here at the Victoria and again at Cherry Reds.
Birmingham culture itself has a great impact on the type of comedy and gives visitors a brilliant taste of local humour. This year's festival runs from the 7th till the 16th of October.
On the days when you don't need to hang your washing out and the weather is beautiful, and on the days you do need to hang your washing out, you're too drunk to walk.
I think we're quite sarcastic, and we're quite we like to make fun of ourselves, like the rest of the country do.
I think people in Birmingham, Brummies and people who live in Birmingham are just a little bit more open and a little bit more relaxed. I come from London and I'm very happy I left. Now I live in Birmingham, because Birmingham is London without the arrogance or the attitude. Birmingham is fun.
This is Emily White for Big News.
All week.
Now, to you and me, you may think this is a large lump of common or garden rock, albeit a large one. And many of you will have seen it in Northfield, where it's locally famous, and there's even a road named in its honour. It is indeed a great stone. But it's no ordinary stone. It's much travelled, as it was deposited in Northfield when it was left behind as a glacier melted across the Midlands 440,000 years ago. Now, it's often thought it was moved by the glacier from Snowdonia, but there's more to it than that, because geologist Dr. Rob Ixer says it began life in the South Atlantic 450 million years ago and ended up in Snowdonia in more recent times.
Technically, for those of us, and there are only, I would guess, a few hundred people worldwide that love this sort of detail. It's a crystal lithic vitric tuff, which actually means it formed in a great gas explosion. It's not a lava, it's an explosive rock. Think Mount St Helens. And in that explosive ash cloud were individual mineral grains. That's why it's called a crystal. There were bits of rock that were incorporated, bits of country rock that were blown up with it. That's the lithic part, and it's full of pumice, full of glass that is frozen, and that's the vitric. So a crystal, lithic, vitric tuff, or tough, really. It's just tough.
Well, now Roland Kedge, a Northfield amateur geologist, has made an extensive study of the various erratic glacial boulders to be found in Birmingham in the surrounding area. He wishes to give prominence to the Northfield boulder, or erratic as they are called, which is next to the Great Stone Pub in Church Road, and he paid for this descriptive plaque, which was unveiled by Dr. Ixer.
Giving us something to think about.
Now, Mr. Kedge has been on a mission to share the fascinating geology of the stone with a wider audience, and he's published a pamphlet and developed a glacial boulder trail. So Roland, just tell me, why are you interested in what basically is a lump of rock?
Well, this is a very special lump of rock because it's been preserved and looked after. There are lots of other rocks like this in South Birmingham. Some of them are hidden and others are clearly visible, but people walk by them without a second glance simply because they don't know anything about them. Now, this rock has been preserved here and has stood here about 62 years. Before that, it stood on the corner of the pub, where it protected the pub from the passing traffic.
This is the only place in the country where it said you could have a drink by the pint, the pound, and of course, the stone. This is Norman Bartlam for Big News in Northfield.
Right, still to come, Des and Gary will find out what's on for Sunday. Carl will run down the film chart, and Cass and I over the new film releases. I'll put my teeth in, and I'll see you back here in a few minutes' time. Welcome back, it's the Big Magazine with you for a Sunday here on Big Centre. Now, still to come, Carl's going to be here with the film news, and we'll see what's up on the community notice board a little bit later on as well. And we're going to take a look at how you've been connected with Big Centre this week. It's all to come later on the show. First though, let's find out what's on for Sunday. Here they are, Des and Gary.
Widely being regarded as responsible for revolutionising the beauty industry and creating some of the world's favourite fragrances, at the Town Hall, Jo Malone tells her remarkable full life story. From modest beginnings, struggling with dyslexia and leaving school without qualifications, to turning her fortunes around to become one of the world's most successful businesswomen. Her book, My Story, which will be given to each ticket holder after the show.
Jo Malone.
Yeah, very popular, more with ladies than the guys.
Yeah.
She does do men's colognes and stuff, but big with the ladies and some good stuff. The other half wears her perfume.
All right. Yeah. The Wolverhampton Art Gallery plays host to Australian comic Felicity Ward and her show 50% More Likely to Die, which delves into the humorous side of depression, anxiety and irritable bowel syndrome.
Oh, lovely. Yes.
Well, there you go. Neurotic, eccentric and disturbed Felicity has proved herself to be one of the funniest and finest comics around. Yeah.
That sounds wonderful.
Only Australians.
A few comedy shows tonight. Now, Lee Nelson is at the Mockingbird Theatre in the Custard Factory. Jason Byrne, who is brilliant, is at the Town Hall. Fresh from its run at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, the Late Night with Bobby Roaster show comes to the Hare and Hounds. And from the warp minds of Gary Delaney and Carl McDowell, Panel Beaters are at the Glee.
That's like a quiz show with a difference. I read about it.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, yeah. And then over in Old Brighton, Jazz Club 90 has a rare opinion. He was on the other night. Doc Hooland Revival All-Stars from Denmark. Yeah, he must be doing a little tour then.
Was he?
Yeah. Okay. The Big Wolf Band play the Prince of Wales. Dutch symphonic prog metal band Stream of Passion play the Robin 2. And The Feeling are at the Civic Hall in Wolverhampton. And I do like a good old black and white video. And here's their video.
You've only got a black and white TV, so how do you tell the difference? You cheapskate.
Anyway, here's their video, Spiring. Time to say goodbye.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Who could ever call you mean? Who would call you fake? surprised you walked away pristine. It's not your heart that had to break. Tell me what you didn't want to try. Guess you never cared enough. Easier to fade into the night. You only hurt the ones you love. You only hurt the ones you love.
And of course, Des and Gary will be back here on Big Centre with a look at what's on for the coming week, tonight at 7, as well as during Big News all this week. So then, it's time to take a look at this week's new film releases. Time for the Big Picture Bite Size. Here he is, it's Carl Jones.
Thanks very much, Lee. Well, it's time to take a look at what's packing them in at our local cinemas this weekend, and there's no doubt the place to start. Tom Hanks reprises his role as the world's most intellectual crime cracker, Robert Langdon, in Inferno. Now, this is the third Dan Brown book to be turned into a big screen adventure.
Dante's hell isn't fiction. It's prophecy.
What's the last thing you can remember?
I had some kind of an accident. I can't remember anything.
It's your head trauma. Imagination, memory, everything tumbles together.
Found this in my jacket. We're opening it.
It's Dante's Inferno.
This is what I have been seeing. I want to know what I'm involved with.
Let's go.
Where's Professor Langdon now?
Out of frame. And in possession of the tube?
I left you a path. Now, only you can finish it.
Is this supposed to be a challenge?
A puzzle specifically designed for you.
He created a plague.
If a plague exists, do you know how many people would want it? And what they'd do to get it?
This map, it's a trail, so I can find it.
Remove Langdon.
Come on, this way. I know why I'm in Florence. There's 9 locations. This is the first. Look, look, it's a clue. I will do everything I can to find it.
What if they find you first?
Let's get him. Go, go!
Half the people on Earth will die.
We have less than 8 hours. They still have a chance to save the world.
Humanity is the disease. Inferno is the cure.
Well, it's great to do a bit of tourist attraction spotting in this one, I think. It moves along at a much healthier pace than the Da Vinci Code, which is a bit ponderous, and it stars, of course, our region's own Felicity Jones. If that's a bit too edgy for you, though, well, how about Storks, the new animation from Warner Brothers? They're aiming to prove in this one that storks have moved on from the days of delivering babies, and they're now making a living delivering packages instead, a bit sort of drone style. But when an order for a baby comes in, they've got to scramble to work out what exactly they're going to do. Finally this week, the Flat Pack Film Festival has been in full swing in Birmingham, of course, for some time now in what is its 10th anniversary year. And I sent Big Picture's roving reporter Steve Green, helped by Chrissy Harper behind the camera, to catch up with the organisers to see what they've got in store for us next.
I'm here at Birmingham Open Media with Flat Pack Festival Director Ian Francis. Hi Ian.
Hello.
You've just celebrated your 10th anniversary.
That's right. Yeah.
It's been quite a ride, I imagine.
We were really chuffed. We've started, as you probably know, we started out as a film night in a pub in Digbeth, and it's grown from there really. And this year we really took over the city centre. We had an inflatable in Victoria Square, and Gas Hall was the hub, and all sorts of new venues and new audiences, and it went really well.
Yeah, interesting. You've kind of gone full circle, because of that very first festival back in 2006, you had an event built around the TV series Gangsters.
That's right.
Philip Martin's show.
Yeah.
Now, of course, this year you're celebrating, in a sense, the Birmingham's appearances on film again.
Yeah, we've got a whole season running from 16th of September to 15th of October, including Gangsters and loads of other stuff that was shot around the city.
Yes, including Take Me High with Cliff Richard.
Indeed.
Which I actually remember seeing at the cinema.
Wow.
And it was terrible.
One of the few that went to see it in the cinema.
Yeah, it was fairly awful.
It's not a perfect film, I'll grant you that.
Because of course, the festival itself takes place in April, but you run events all through the year.
That's right, yeah, we're doing more and more through the year. We've just started on a project with the BFI on film audiences in the West Midlands. So that's taken us over to the Black Country and Rugby, and we're doing some stuff in Staffordshire. It's kind of broadened out what we do quite a lot. It's really exciting.
What would you say is the sort of unique selling point of festivals? I mean, not flatback festivals.
In terms of our events, I guess it's about making it an event. It's coming up with something unique each time. I think that's the key, really, for anyone who wants to drag people away from Netflix or whatever.
Yeah, to keep it fresh, basically.
Yeah, to have live elements, to use venues in interesting ways, to show people stuff they wouldn't get to see otherwise.
To get film personnel along as well. I know you've got the director of I Bought a Vampire Motorcycle coming along to that screening, plus the two writers.
That's right, yeah.
So what do we have to look forward to in future years, the festival, do you think?
We're just planning for number 11 at the moment. We're going to keep the city centre focus, I think. We're also looking at the canals, maybe doing some more around Birmingham's canal network. But yeah, it's all the full programme gets announced just after Christmas. It's all early 2017.
Well, I look forward to seeing that when it's announced. Anyway, thanks very much. Back to you, Carl.
That's it for now, but don't forget I'm back every weekday here on Big Centre with your bite-sized big picture update. And if you've got some movie news for me, well, send me an email to movies@bigcentre.tv.
Thanks, Carl. And he's here at the same time every week. And of course, there's more from Carl every day of the week in the Big Picture Bite Size. Right, we are going to take a short break now. But when we come back, we'll look at the community notice board. And as ever, we'll see what you've been saying to us as well. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, right, now we're going to turn to the Milk Bar with my old mate Jason Forrest. Now, if you've not heard it before, it's been running as a radio show and a podcast for the past 8 years. Now, it's a show that reflects what's happening in and around Wolverhampton, so it's time to see who he's been talking to recently. Now, late last month, he went along to the circus, Zippo's Circus to be precise, when it visited Swanshurst Park near King's Heath. Now, it looks like he had a great time there.
So, Marcos, tell us about you and your act.
My act is the Wheel of Death. It's the great performance in Zippo Circus. I make everybody scared.
And it is an amazing atmosphere in a big top, isn't it? And it is the right place for this sort of show.
Yeah, the amazing act is, we have a lot of amazing acts. We have the Kenya Boys here, we have Super Clowns, we have Romy Michael with the foot antipode, we have Alex Michael, him is very high in the top, he make amazing stuff. And the Wheel, and we have a lot of very good acts for enjoy the people here, yeah.
And how long have you been working in the circus yourself?
Me, 5 generations. All my family have circus. Yeah, before I come to Zippo, I worked 2 years in Australia in the biggest circus, Michael Ash's Moscow Circus. And about my act is many people booking, they like this, yeah? It's a very dangerous. I'm the first guy in the world, I can say, I go with steels outside the wheel, outside the circle. No safety, no harness, nothing.
So everybody's going to be on the edge of their seats all the way through your act?
Of course, when I work, the people come stupid. They're like, wow, wow. Sometimes the people say to me, you're crazy, we can't do it. You jump outside, I skipping outside. No, when you watch today the show, you can see the reaction of the people. They close their eyes, they come stupid. They say, when it's finished the show, they say, you can do it. This is crazy. I never see this before.
Okay, we look forward to seeing you performing in the Big Top.
Okay, thank you very much.
Now, Romy, you have an amazing act and an amazing outfit. Very sparkly, very bright, and a great part of the show, I'm sure.
Thank you. I'm a foot jungler, so I'm jungling with the feet. It's a strange act of jungler. It's a different act. And I do it with the carpet, with the hula hoop, and with the cylinder. I also am going up at the end of my act. I'm the only one in Europe.
All the way up there?
Yes, really high. I'm the only one in Europe to do this trick. And I learned it in the Academy of the Circus in Verona, in Italy.
So is that where you're from?
Yes, Italy. I'm from Italy.
And when it came to entering the circus, is it again a case of many generations in the family?
Yes, I'm sixth generation of the circus. My family is from the circus.
And have your family sort of built on different types of acts, or are you doing the same sort of thing as your parents will have done?
No, my dad, he was working with the tiger and the lion.
Mm-hmm.
My mom she worked in the trapeze.
Yeah.
And my brother, he worked with the snakes. My other brother is clown and jungler. So I'm a foot jungler, and I also do aerial straps and the hula hoop act. But here I just do the foot jungler.
In fact, if you were to have a party with your family, you could have a whole circus in one family, couldn't you? You've got everything there.
Yes. We have also one circus in Italy. Is from my uncle, Nando Orfei.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from the family. Orfei is a really big family in Italy, one of the most big family for the circus. And but I like to work around the world.
Yeah, you enjoy the travel as well with the Big Top. Wherever it stops, you're happy to perform.
Almost all the Europe.
Yeah.
Also in USA. I work in a really big cruise ship in New York, in America. The cruise ship was in New York to Bermuda. Was the route.
Yeah.
And in Europe was almost everywhere.
So, an amazing tour and a great show. Very much looking forward to seeing the juggling later on. Mr. Lawrence, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, now a big part of the show for you because you're entertaining the masses.
Of course.
So tell us your full role. How do you see yourself?
So I have many different roles. I'm Disturb Mr. Norman Barrett. I do with the audience. Between each act I do something. All show inside the stage. So
wherever in the Big Top you're sitting, you could be there at any moment.
Of course, I'm there.
And it's a really good fun part of the show. And is that what makes it special for you?
For me it was special. Everything, because everything is different for me. So everything is nice, I think.
And again, is this something that your family have always done?
Yeah, I'm alone here.
Uh-huh.
But my family is from circus, yes. Before I'm do acrobatics, trapeze, but I think it's boring. And when you do the comic things or clown, you can do everything, but in funny things. So it's better, I think.
So lots of different things for you. Yeah. And which is your favourite part of the show?
I work with the people. I think the joke with the belts, it's funny, it's very nice. Also because I have a contact with the people, many different people every day. It's nice.
And circus is in your blood, and you can't see yourself ever doing anything else.
I don't look at me out of the show.
No. The show is your life?
Yeah, it's my life, yeah.
Great meeting you.
Thank you, bye.
I'm now with the ringmaster of Zippo Circus, Norman Barrett, MBE. Hello.
Hello, how are you? Nice to see you.
I'm very good. Good to see you too. And not that I haven't seen you on television across my lifetime, to be fair, but never met you in real life before, so a treat to see you now.
Nice to see you. What is so nice, members of the audience will be coming in and say, we used to watch you when we were kids, and now we're bringing our kids to see you.
Yeah.
And I always say the same thing. I'm happy I'm still doing it. That's the most important thing.
And it's the sort of thing that keeps you going on. You're going to be working for many, many years to come. I'm not going to ask how old you are because you only look about 25. So
well, you can ask me. This December I'm going to be 81.
That's but amazing to be doing this sort of work in the circus at that age and doing it so well. I know the audience love you and what you do when you're here in the circus.
Well, it's about doing what you want to do. You know, Ken Dodd and I are great pals, and people are always asking us when we're together, when are you two going to retire? We're both going, do what? This is what we do.
Yeah.
As long as people want to see us, why stop?
Why would you retire when you're having hopefully so much fun yet working so hard?
I am very passionate about what I do. I enjoy every show. It's all great fun. I'm not acting, I just mean me. And that's what it's all about.
And what can people expect to see when they come down to see Zippo Circus?
It's a very thrilling show. It's a very classy show this year. The young lady you've just seen doing a foot juggling out, and she told her, she goes right
Up
to the
in
top
the air.
juggling.
Yeah.
Her partner, he does an aerial act right in the no net, no cables, really risking. Marcus on the big wheel, that's a real thrill thing. You see, the great thing about a circus, you're all watching the same act, but a different interpretation of that act according to your age. Now, kids will be watching him on that thing thinking, oh, it's like a hamster going around in a wheel. You'll be standing there thinking, God, you could fall off that.
Yeah.
And I mean, there have been fatalities, not in this circus, but two friends of mine in Germany fell off one of those wheels and died. So it's very dangerous. I mean, lots of stuff. I mean, the knife throwing, it's all dangerous stuff.
And it is all real, that's the thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, if you make a mistake, you can't stop and cut it out. You got to live with it. You know, that's the challenge of live entertainment, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's the gentler side of things as well, because the cats and the budgies and the horses will be here too.
That's right. Yes, they're one of the budgies. They've got their own following. Got beautiful horses, French Persian and horses. The cats new. I mean, it's the first time we've ever had performing cats in Zippo Circus. Yeah, the whole thing has changed. I mean, as you can look around, we've got new lighting system, all new LED, computerized switchboards, heaters. Yeah, it's you come to the circus. It's comfortable. It's good, clean family entertainment.
And although many things have changed over years in the Big Top, there's one thing that is for certain. It is that family entertainment. It is the good time that people have.
Of course. I mean, the other night we had 21 girls here for a 21st birthday party. Well, not here. They went down south. And they came for a bit of a Mickey. What should we do? Oh, let's go to the circus. They had such a good time. And they said, we're going to come back again. And 4 days later, the same 21 came back.
There they were, enjoying it, lapping up the atmosphere and enjoying their time in the Big Top.
That's right, yeah. You know, it's good family entertainment, you know. And please, God, we keep going as long as we can.
Well, Norman Barrett, I'm very much looking forward to seeing the show. It's going to be a treat for everybody. One closing message from you before the act starts.
I always stay at the end of every show. Well, there's two things I always do before the show starts. One, I always rub my mother's wedding ring. Mm-hmm. I kiss it and dedicate every show to my mum and dad.
Yeah.
And at the end of the show, I always say, you're never too old, you're never too young, you're never too cool to go to a circus.
You'll have a fantastic time, whatever your age. Norman Barrett, MBE, thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Enjoy the show.
Thanks, Jason, and we'll have more from the Milk Bar at the same time next week. And you can download and listen to the latest edition of the Milk Bar from www.themilkbarpodcast.com. OK, we're going to take a short break now. There's plenty still to come, and of course, we'll be seeing what you've been saying to us as well. I'll see you in a few minutes.
I'm back!
You are? And look at this, I've redecorated for you as well. Do you like
it looks fantastic. I'm matching and everything.
Yeah, well, we're colour coordinated again.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to me, yay. So then, let's have a look at what is happening in our area as we turn our attention to the community notice board.
And of course, as always, if you have any local news or information that you'd like us to mention, then please do get in touch. But of course, give us plenty of notice.
Yes, and if you do want to get in touch, then as always, we'll tell you how you can in a few minutes' time.
Now, the Mayor of Sandwell. Yeah, the Mayor's back. Councillor Julie Webb is hosting a fundraising salsa night soon to raise money for charities Sandwell Parents for Disabled Children and Carers Sandwell.
It'll be held on Thursday, the 20th of October. I need to stop you right there.
Oh, yes.
It's my birthday.
Oh, is it?
On Thursday, the 20th.
Well,
because we always joked about your birthday, wasn't it, in September?
My birthday was when you were off. You missed my birthday.
Sorry. The point is, mine's on Thursday, the 20th of October.
And so is this.
And at 7 p.m. at the Albury Royal British Legion in Windsor Road, newcomers are being invited to Salsa with the professionals. The professionals will demonstrate a walkthrough of every step so everyone can participate together.
I wouldn't mind trying salsa, but I have 2 left feet, so I'll be no good. But the tickets include free salsa dance taster sessions, maybe I should go, and demonstrations as well as light refreshments which will be salsa themed to include wraps and dips. Places are limited, so if you'd like to find out more, then get in touch with the Big House in Albury or contact 0121 569 2185.
And that's on my birthday.
On your birthday, 20th of October. I'll remember that.
Now, a couple of weeks ago, on Friday the 30th of September, the Bishop Wilson C of E Primary School enjoyed a morning of sweet treats and cups of tea in aid of Macmillan Cancer Support, raising an impressive £1,289.23 for the charity.
That is impressive, yeah. Local residents, parents and staff came along to support the event as part of Macmillan's National Coffee Morning. And in addition to sampling the cakes on offer, visitors took part in a raffle, whilst being entertained by singing from children in years 4 and 5 at the school.
The event was organised by Trish Purnell, Senior Lunchtime Supervisor, and it is the 11th year that they have held it. Raffle prizes and cakes were donated by members of staff and parents of the children in the school. Glyn Purnell, Trish's son and star chef, was also able to donate prizes, including his newest cookbook.
Oh, brilliant. Now, you're a West Bromwich Albion fan? Are you a West Bromwich Albion fan? Well, if you are, then you might find this interesting because there's an evening of all things Albion at Smethwick Library on Thursday the 27th of October.
You can go along and listen to Albion legends Cyril Regis MBE, Brendan Batson and other Albion players. There's a talk by Alan Cleverley on Albion golden moments and some classic match footage too. I know a few people that would be interested in that.
Yeah, I bet, yeah. Norman Bartlam, actually, a historian, he's a massive Albion fan. He goes to all the home matches, I think.
Norman will be there.
Yeah, well, he will actually, yes, he's reporting for us from there. Now, this is all hosted by Phil Challoner. You'll need to get a ticket beforehand, but they're only £2, and you can book yours on 0121 558 0497. So that's the Black Country Baggies evening, Smethwick Library, Thursday the 27th.
On Wednesday the 28th of September, people from across the borough took part in the Solihull Gets Active games, which were opened by the Mayor of Solihull, Councillor Mike Robinson, sorry Mike, at Tudor Grange Leisure Centre.
You know, when Des was here, he can't do the Mayor.
No.
Not as well as you. Don't think he even
It's in my
tried.
blood.
Well. Now, Get Online Week is back, and Dudley Council is offering a programme of workshops in libraries and learning centres to help people get to grips with the internet.
I need to go to this.
Really?
Yes. It runs from the 17th to the 23rd of October, and workshops in the Dudley Borough kick off on Wednesday the 19th at Halsowen Library.
Ah, well, it's going to be on your birthday, so that can be your birthday present to yourself, perhaps.
Woo!
People with basic computer skills can learn how to use the internet and enjoy the benefits of being online, such as staying healthy, finding work, saving money, or keeping in touch with family and friends.
For more information, contact your local library or go online at www.dudley.gov.uk/libraries.
And last but by no means least, there is a new market that has launched in Black Country's very own capital of Dudley. The Black Country Market will run from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. every Sunday on Flood Street Car Park opposite Cousins.
Yes, there are great bargains to be had, from clothing and homeware to electronics and cosmetics. And just in case you get peckish, there's food also. So that's Dudley's latest hip new spot in town. Get yourself down to the Black Country Market every Sunday, and more information can be found on their Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Black Country Market. Go and give them a like.
Nice one. So that's what we've found pinned to this week's community notice board.
Now, have you been sitting there hoping that we'd mention something? Or do you think you know of something that's coming up soon that we ought to be talking about?
Yes, get in touch. But as always, we always say you need to make sure you let us know in plenty of time.
Get in touch.
Get in touch, go on. Yeah.
So how do you get in touch?
How do we get in touch? Yes.
Well, there are many ways, but your best bet is to email us via the postbag. That's hello@bigcentre.tv. Or if social media is more your thing, then you can look us up and send us a message at Big Centre TV.
Or you can put a letter in the post to the Community Notice Board, Big Centre, 14A, Lower Hall Lane, Walsall WS1 1RL.
And we'll have more for you at the same time next week.
So then, let's move on to some of the messages we've received. Now, I don't know about you, but I always enjoy behind-the-scenes gossip. And this week we saw some nice bits from our team behind the ice hockey show Icing Tonight. Now, James Shaw is the editor, and he tagged us in on his post on Facebook, which read, "My favourite bit of Tuesday, starting the edit for Icing Tonight, the weekly hour-long show from Tigers Ice Hockey UK, showing on Big Centre on Wednesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays with Paul Shuttleworth." Now, it started off a bit of an excited discussion, and if you weren't there on Facebook, here it is. Darren Rhodes: "Can't wait to see the winning slap shot by Zajac." Benjamin Lynch: "I hope I'm on camera. I was going nuts. I cannot begin to describe the pleasure I had in announcing that goal down the mic." James Shaw: You should have seen me behind camera one." Benjamin Lynch: "You should have whipped it round and kissed the lens." See, that's what goes on at the ice hockey. And if you want more, then it's right here on Big Centre, as they said, on Wednesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays. Next, Mike Taylor is a sports journalist and was part of our sports programmes a few days ago. And he tweeted us to say, "Very flattered to be asked to share some sporting views on Big Centre." Well, Mike, it was good to have you with us as well. Now, recently, our Taffy Mushipe has produced a feature all about Cancer Research UK, and if you happen to miss it, then it'll still be available for a short while on our YouTube page. Anyway, they were so impressed by it, Jane Redburn from Cancer Research got in touch to say, "Just watched it. It's brilliant. Really gets the message across in a positive way. Thanks so much for all your hard work." Thanks, Jane, and well done to our Taffy. Now, as you might imagine, we've had a few messages regarding what's happening to Big Centre. Now, as you may have heard, and I mentioned on the show last week, Big Centre is now a part of the Made television family, who already have stations in Leeds, Cardiff, Bristol, Liverpool and Tyne and Wear. Now, the main thing you'll notice is that our name will become Made in Birmingham, and we'll be bringing you some great new programmes, as well as many of the shows that we've been showing over the past 18 months. Now, amongst the messages we've been receiving were Richard Harris on Twitter, who says, "It's a shame to see Big Centre coming to an end. I think they've done an amazing job as a regional station." But Rob Jones replied to that, "I wouldn't say it's the end, it's a rebirth and security too." I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Rob, and I've got to say, everyone here is absolutely delighted with the news. Now, a lot of people have been asking about our local sports coverage, and on Twitter we put out the following announcement. With the exciting news of Big Centre joining forces with Made TV, the plan for local TV in the West Midlands is to continue growing our sports programming. Live phone-ins, non-league and grassroots football, ice hockey and many more sports are very much part of our plans for the future. Made in Birmingham is due to launch in November with a strong lineup of Midland sport in the schedule. So that should give you a good indicator of just part of what's coming your way. Plus, of course, we're expanding the way that you can watch us too. Now, as well as Freeview, Virgin and online, you'll be able to watch us right across the Midlands on Sky too. Keep watching for details on all of that. It's actually really exciting news. So there you go. Would you like to get in touch with us? Maybe you just want to say hi, get your name on the telly, or perhaps you want to send someone a nice message on the telly. Maybe it's someone's birthday, whatever. Then on social media, we're still at Big Centre TV and at Big Centre Sport. And you can find us on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. Plus, of course, you can email us, hello@bigcentre.tv. And don't worry, we'll tell you when any of those change. And if you just want to write to us, then the address for anything at all is Big Centre, 14A, Lower Hall Lane, Walsall, WS1 1RL. And there we have it. It's time to close the pages of the Big Magazine for Sunday. But you can catch the Big Magazine Saturdays at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Then we're back with more on Sundays also at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Now, during the week, Big News is with you at 10 and 1:30, then again 5 till 6 and 8:30. And it all includes big sport from our studios at the Edgbaston Stadium. I'll be seeing you again this week in our big quiz. You can play along on Tuesdays and Thursday evenings at 6, and you can catch it again on Wednesday and Friday afternoons. And I'll see you back here, same time, same place next week. So then, thank you for watching this weekend. I'll see you later. Draw a bit.